Have you ever been invisible for so long that when someone finally sees you, it feels like the ground is shifting beneath your feet? Monday morning, a wrong click. And suddenly, a CEO was staring through the screen saying her name, the secret name nobody was supposed to know, Essence. Morgan had perfected the art of being invisible. This shy girl at 28 had spent 3 years at Astor & Co. analyzing marketing data, keeping her head down her sweaters, neutral, her voice rarely heard in meetings. The company had been acquired 6 months ago by Whitaker Holdings, and since then the air had changed: tighter budgets, closed-door conversations, a feeling that something was shifting beneath the surface. Her boss, Monica Hale, ran the operations floor like a private kingdom, quick to remind anyone who stepped out of line exactly where they belonged. Essence had learned to stay in her lane, data only, no opinions, no visibility. But late at night, in the quiet of her apartment, this shy girl became someone else. Eleanor Gray. A pen name. A voice that wrote what she couldn't say aloud, an inspirational newsletter analyzing organizational health, calling out inefficiency, celebrating integrity. She'd once dreamed of forensic accounting, of being the person who could spot the leaks in systems, who could trace money to its truth. But she'd walked away from that dream, afraid of becoming the person who ended careers. So instead she wrote, posted quietly online. A whisper into the void. Her heartwarming way of mattering without being seen. That Monday she clicked a Zoom link from her calendar. But the face that appeared wasn't the quarterly budget review. It was Cole Whitaker. Alone. The CEO of the entire conglomerate. His eyes locked onto hers, and he didn't look surprised. He looked like he'd been waiting. "Stay," he said, his voice low and deliberate. "I've been waiting for you, Essence." Her hand froze on the mouse. He leaned forward slightly. "Or should I call you Eleanor Gray?" The room tilted. Her breath caught. And in that moment, Essence realized the Zoom link wasn't wrong. Someone had planned this all along. How did he know her secret identity and who had been watching her? Essence's throat went dry. She reached for the exit button, but Cole was faster. His screen filled with a document, a digital transformation proposal written in a voice she recognized instantly because it was hers. Eleanor's. The formatting, the phrasing, the specific way she structured arguments. It was unmistakable. "I've been reading your newsletter for 3 months," Cole said, his tone even. "Yesterday, someone calling themselves Eleanor sent this to me." She found her voice barely. "I didn't send it." He tilted his head, studying her with an intensity that made her feel both exposed and strangely seen. "Then who defended your writing voice so perfectly that I recognized it instantly?" Before she could answer, an email notification chimed. A private calendar invite appeared: 7 p.m. tonight. Executive floor, subject talk scope. Cole's expression didn't shift. "I'll see you then." The call ended. Essence sat frozen, staring at the blank screen. Her heart hammered. Worry flooded through her. Who sent it? She hadn't shared that draft with anyone. It was saved locally, never uploaded. The thought crept in like cold water. Someone had been inside her files. Someone had been watching this shy girl who thought she was safely invisible. By noon, the office felt smaller. Monica called her into a glass-walled conference room, her smile sharp as a blade. "I heard you had an interesting meeting this morning. Remember your lane, Essence. Data only, not strategy, not transformation proposals." Monica's voice was ice wrapped in silk. Essence nodded, her face hot, and left. In the hallway, Jenna Reed caught her arm. Jenna worked in IT security, and she had the kind of blunt honesty Essence relied on. "I saw the system logs," Jenna whispered urgently. "Someone downloaded a file from your shared drive last Tuesday. internal IP address. Whoever did it knew how to cover their tracks, but not well enough. Essence's stomach dropped. Last Tuesday, that's when I finished that draft. Jenna's jaw tightened. Someone's been watching you. That evening, Essence's phone buzzed. A text from Tyler, her boyfriend of 2 years. Tyler Brooks ran a small landscaping company, and lately he'd been anxious chasing a city contract that could change everything. The text read, "Need a small favor tonight. Someone's dropping off a device with a software update for your laptop. City IT needs to test compatibility for the contract bid. Can you just install it? Won't take long." Essence stared at the message. It felt off. But Tyler was stressed, and she wanted to support him. She texted back, "Okay." At 6:30, she stood in the elevator, smoothing her sweater, trying to steady her breathing. The doors opened on the ground floor, and an older man stepped in. She'd seen him before, Mr. Harold Bennett, a volunteer archivist who organized old files in the basement. He had kind eyes and the sort of calm presence that made you feel the world was slightly safer. He smiled at her warmth in his weathered face. "You write with light." Essence froze. "I'm sorry. Your words carry light. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise." The elevator doors opened on his floor, and he stepped out, leaving her alone with racing thoughts and a blush spreading across her cheeks. How did he know at 7 she entered Cole's office? Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked the city, the skyline glowing in dusk. Cole stood by the glass hands in his pockets. He gestured to a chair. "Thank you for coming." Essence sat gripping her bag. "I don't understand what's happening." Cole turned to face her. "I hire people based on how they think, not their resume, not their connections, how they think when no one's watching." He paused. "Do you have the courage to tell the truth even when it costs you?" She met his eyes. "I try to." His voice turned testing. "If you didn't send me that draft, why should I trust that you're Eleanor Gray? Anyone could claim to be a writer." The question hit hard. Essence felt her eyes sting, but she held his gaze. "Because I never write to be recognized. I write because someone has to say the things people are too afraid to say out loud." Something shifted in Cole's expression. He sat across from her. "My father built a company from nothing. His business partner, someone he trusted completely, ran a quiet scheme for years. Siphoned money, falsified reports. By the time the truth came out, the company was destroyed. My father lost everything. Our family almost didn't survive it." His voice was low-controlled. "I don't tolerate deception, and I don't tolerate people who abuse power to cover their tracks." Essence understood. This wasn't just business. This was about the kind of betrayal that reshapes a family. Later in the office restroom, Essence stood at the sink, hands trembling. She pulled out her phone and opened her notes app, typing quickly. Her internal voice whispered, "They keep telling me to analyze data. No one tells me I can analyze people. But I see them. I see the patterns they think they're hiding." She steadied herself and returned to Cole's office. He leaned forward. "I'm creating a transformation task force. You'll report to David, the CMO, publicly. But if you find any irregularities, anything that doesn't add up, you report directly to me. Can you do that?" She nodded. "Yes." As she left, her phone buzzed. A text from Jenna. "Found something. Research costs spiking abnormally. Vendor called Marisol Insights. Funneled to a shell company. This is bad, Essence." Essence's pulse quickened. Suspicion bloomed. She texted back, "Can you trace where the money's going?" Jenna replied, "Working on it. But be careful. Someone's going to notice we're digging." What was hiding in those research costs? And who was desperate enough to use her own boyfriend against her? Over the next 3 days, Essence and Jenna worked in stolen moments early mornings before Monica arrived late evenings after the floor emptied. They pulled datasets, matched timestamps, cross-referenced vendor invoices. The pattern emerged clearly. Every time Monica held a closed-door meeting, a research payment was processed within 48 hours. The amounts ranged from $15,000 to $60,000, and they all went to the same place, Marisol Insights, a consulting firm with no website, no presence, no digital footprint, beyond a registered business address in Delaware. Jenna's fingers flew across her keyboard. These payments align perfectly with Monica's calendar. Look, meeting on the 3rd payment on the 5th. Meeting on the 17th payment on the 19th. Essence leaned over her shoulder, her analytical mind assembling the pieces. This isn't research. This is a pipeline. We need to find out where it ends. That night, Tyler showed up at her apartment unannounced, holding a small black device. His hands were shaking. Essence noticed immediately the tremor in his fingers, the way he couldn't quite meet her eyes. "Hey," he said too brightly. "Got that update? Just install this, run the program, and we're good." Essence looked at the device, then at him. Something in his demeanor didn't match his words. "Tyler, what company sent this, City IT for the contract review?" "City IT wouldn't send hardware through you. They'd email a secure link or send it directly to me." His face flushed. It's faster this way. Please, Essence, I need this contract." Essence took the device from his hand and set it on the counter. "Who asked you to bring this to me?" He looked away. The silence stretched heavy. "Tyler, Monica," he finally whispered. "She said if I helped her with something small, she'd introduce me to her brother. He works in city procurement. He could help my contract. She said it was just a diagnostic tool." The betrayal hit like ice water. Essence felt her chest tighten. "You were going to install monitoring software on my computer." "No, I didn't know. I swear I didn't think." "Get out." "Essence, please, get out." Her voice broke. He left. The door clicked shut. Essence stood alone in her kitchen, staring at the device. She sank down back against the cabinets and let the tears come. Not because of Tyler, she'd sensed for months that they were drifting, but because the invisible girl who just wanted to do good work had somehow become a target. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. 3 words. Trust no one. CW. The next morning, Essence arrived at the office before dawn. She took the elevator down to the basement archives where the air was cool and rows of filing cabinets lined the walls. At the far end, Mr. Bennett sat at a desk sorting through papers with careful attention. He looked up and smiled, unsurprised. "You're here early." "Mr. Bennett, how did you know I write?" He set down his pen. "I read your newsletter, Eleanor Gray. I've been reading it for months. You write like someone defending a conscience." Essence felt exposed. "Why didn't you say anything?" "Because you needed to stay invisible a little longer." He stood slowly, moving to a filing cabinet. "I was a CFO once, 30 years ago. My company collapsed because of something similar to what you're looking at now. I didn't see it in time." He pulled a file from the drawer. "The vendor your friend found, Marisol Insights, it matches an offshore outfit that helped destroy my company." Essence opened the file with trembling hands. Inside were old financial records, investigative reports, legal documents. Her forensic accounting training kicked in. She saw the pattern immediately. She pulled out her phone, hesitated, then hit record. Bennett noticed but didn't stop her. He spoke clearly. "Don't make the right thing wait too long." "Why are you helping me?" she whispered. Bennett's eyes held decades of wisdom. because you have